All right, welcome back. We're going to talk about what these two molds do. So let's watch my rockin' intro. I love Black Rifle. All right, so I got a couple new molds. I think I put it on the site, but we are going to talk about these. Let's put my cup over here. I'm going to show you what I've done with it. So first, we're going to talk about the grub mold, and this is a paddle tail grub, and this is what it does. I know. It's 2¼ inches by BTS. Never bought a BTS mold before, so they're competitive when it comes to their pricings. They are they are aluminum, CNC aluminum molds. These are injection molds, and this actually is a very, very good mold. You can shoot 2 of these at the same time. Very good detail to it. And I notice that you're going to have to hold pressure on it because there is a slight imperfection that will happen if you do not hold pressure. And this slight imperfection is just, most people would never ever see it. But it's actually right. Let's see if we can get this up. Okay. All right, you could see, besides that hair there, there's sort of a dimpling that goes right down the center of it. See the top one? There's a dimpling right down the center of it. And you're just going to have to hold pressure in order to minimize that. You really don't make it go away. So this particular bead, most people would never notice it. But since I make baits and I spend money on these things, this is one of those things you look for. Now it comes with 4 thumb screws, and this is plenty pressure for you to, you don't need a C-clamp on this, or any bar clamp or whatever clamp you want to use on this mold. So, and the mold is, I'd give it an 8 out of 10 is what I would do. And the reason for 8 out of 10 on this mold is because of that dimpling. But like I said, it's still a very good mold. You don't need to put a clamp on it, and it's well made. It just has this tiny, tiny little flaw. Now, the 3½ inch shad. Let's go to that. It has 2 thumb screws on it, opposite corners. It is it's got a thumb screw on top, thumb screw on the bottom. We'll talk about that in a second. And let's see, we're going to pull another picture here. And this is what we're going to do, because I want you to see something on this particular mold. So for all of you guys that are considering and getting this mold, so in the 3½ inch mold, the reason I wanted this is that I wanted a smaller version of my big one. So my 6 inch, it's got a hook slot, which is wonderful. Really, really, really good detail on that. I love the gill detail. I love the skin. The eye's a 1/4 inch. The paddle tail, very, very good. Now, something about this particular one is that if you use just the screws, you will get a flaring. This sort of a skin, a little bit of skin on the outside of the bait. But if you use a C-clamp, you can minimize that. There's still a little bit, but use a C-clamp and really clamp this thing down. Then you can go ahead and minimize that particular, in fact, that picture I just showed is with the C-clamp. So this is with the C-clamp. All right, and this is without the C-clamp. Which one is it? Is it that one? Probably. Yep. So this one's without the C-clamp. And you can see the big difference. You can see the big difference there. So notice the bottom of it. So without a C-clamp, and you just use the 2 screws, thumb screws, you're going to get that. But with the C-clamp, you're going to get the one above it. So you want to make sure that even though I think it's a good mold, I would rate this one at about 6.5, 6.5 out of 10. And so I would, but in the end, you could see the really nice, again, that little bit of flaring, people aren't really going to notice it, especially if you paint it. I paint them, and what a beautiful bait. So BTS, I did contact them about the flaring, and I haven't heard back, so we'll see what happens. They pretty much make them to order. So with these particular molds, I'm very happy with the grub. I don't, again, that little bit of imperfection down the middle of both sides, you just got to hold pressure to minimize it. It doesn't make it go away, but again, nobody's really going to notice that. And it makes a beautiful grub. And the shad, again, I don't think anybody's really going to notice that. We'll see. But I do love having the hook slot on it. And it's a very small 3.5 inch. And I think it's going to be a fantastic lure. So BTS, I mean, when I compare them to like Angling AI is so much better. It's a 10 out of 10. But the BTS molds are, like I said, they're competitively priced. The grub mold was only $58, I think, for me to shoot 2. So it actually was a really good value. It's really got me there. But when I saw the shad, I was like, well, we'll do the shad. And because I was going to buy the 4-inch open pour. But, and since I paint them, I can shoot them, I can just shoot them instead of pour them. And since I paint them. And this 3.5 is pretty much the same price as Angling AI. So, except it's an open pour. So for this right here, I would probably go with Angling AI mold. But for $58, you really can't go wrong with this. Like I said, the imperfection is minor. And I rate that 8 out of 10, and this one's 6.5 out of 10. So those are a quick review of my experience with BTS. But I am looking forward to fishing with these, and I think you guys would enjoy owning them. So this week I will be fishing with them, and we'll see how they perform. We'll take care. All right, we'll see you. Tight lines, everybody.